Hello, viewers. Kubiando, Kith and Kin. I'm SB, and welcome back to I Was A Teenage Exocolonist, where today we're mourning our hot alien boyfriend. Boyfriend's a strong word. Boy's probably not 100% correct either, but you know what I mean. That whole thing. Oh, that's not what we're supposed to. There we go. Sorry about that. Best to click into the window before starting to try to walk around. Yeah, I'm a little flabbergasted. I don't really know how to handle that whole thing. And nobody in the colony is really going to understand why we're sad except for Dis. Speaking of, Tanja shoots you a distracted look. Sorry, she says. I'm not really good at cheering people up. Wait, can I not have a normal interaction with you? Oh, interesting. I'm kind of curious. Like, let's go talk to Rex. So, people can tell that I'm in the mourning state. Don't they have any questions about... Because you would think that they might, whatever it is, you just have to wait it out. This is at least like I can tell something's wrong, but I don't know what. Yeah, people can tell that I'm down, and they're just treating me as though I am down, which is like, it's kind of nice. You know, it feels caring in a way, but also, yeah, here we go. So you can have an actual interaction about it. It's kind of nice, but also it's like actually very annoying because we can't do our normal interactions with them because I look sad. Sim is what? Dis doesn't believe when you tell him. But I just saw him. No, you're lying. He can't be dead. He refuses to listen and just keeps repeating that you must be wrong. I think I probably am. So we're going back out, obviously. Oh, I can't. I can't explore nearby while mourning, which means we can't check whether or not he's actually dead. Because my suspicion is that he absolutely is not actually dead, right? Like, that body died, but, you know, he's got more, I think. Or his body is not necessarily hinged to time. I think he's probably actually fine. So what are we going to do? We could tutor some children. It would not be a bad idea to gain some empathy. We're not that far off in theory. Well, if we're only gaining one empathy per tutoring, though, and for 3 months we can't even gain single points of things, maybe that's not such an exciting idea. We could try to push engineering. 1 engineering, 2 reasoning. So yeah, that's pretty bunk as well. I mean, obviously there is the fact that we have extra stat bonus gains that we might be able to process to help us get over the mourning hump. And extra fingers specifically gives us extra bonuses to yellow. Maybe we could through tutoring get some bonuses, but you know what? Let's hit engineering for right now. Because I'd like to at least push to 66 engineering and see what the next perk is. All right. We are going to absolutely crush this, right? It does feel like we should be able to crush this. So the card in the leftmost spot is going to get a +2. This is going to end up being a 5 by the time we're done here. Yeah, card to the left gets +2 is really... Oh. Huh. Is that new functionality? Has that always been there? That's handy-ish. If I play something like this, does this give me... Okay, no, it doesn't give us both a blue flush and a wild flush, is kind of what I was wondering. Sort of like the cards that are wild in value, right? Where they'll give you, like, yeah, they'll match in multiple ways. So it's gonna be really hard to run a straight. We would have to start here. But maybe instead of trying to run a straight, we just... Oh, right, because turning that blue is going to gain an extra point. But then we can subtract some from it. That's not really helpful. Yeah, this is a really awkward red 5 to have. That's pretty good, right? I think we might have to just accept this. So that's a 46. Yeah. If we turn that blue, it breaks it. That's a real shame. All right, well, I'll take the 50. That's fine. I was kind of hoping we could get the super blowout, the extra accomplishment thing, but is the morning state gonna prevent me from going out during glow? Because we have like a really important thing to do during glow, and we only have the one glow to work with it. Oh man, we lose 3 months of people interactions to the fact that Sim is probably not actually dead. Yeah. I'm not allowed to sneak out to explore glow because of the morning status that was placed on us. That really sucks. In terms, I know I'm approaching this in a very like sort of cavalier mechanicsy way, but it really, really sucks from a mechanics perspective that bizarre thing happened exactly when it did in the year. I hope this doesn't cause us to miss some like critically important story stuff, because it totally might. I'm at 88 stress. So it says for 3 months, but we have definitely had these debuffs wear off in 2 months before, and I think part of the deal is it matters what applied it, because I don't think everything is super consistent with when it counts a month as having passed. Like, if we got this debuff rather, during early wet, the changeover to mid wet might count as the first month coming off of it, in which case we might be about to come out of it, or we might have early dust, or early whatever, early quiet, still with the debuff on. And I want to rest while we have the debuff, because obviously that's, you know, we're losing the least there, but also we don't need to rest at maximum efficiency, I suppose. So we should rest in the park, right? We should rest and relax in the park, even though doing so does not seem to upgrade our pets with any regularity. Give it a shot at least. It's probably resting during dusk. My guess would be that you don't always get the effects you're supposed to get because of the dusk interruptions, or the glow interruptions. But I do want to just go ahead and let's burn stress now. Oh yeah, absolutely get rid of discovering. And here we go. You're lying in bed, staring at the wormhole through your window, when you hear a deep thump resonate through the ground. Then a second one, quieter. The woven roof of your room quivers, unleashing a season's worth of fine glowing dust to sift through the air. Through your open window, you hear voices sounding the alarm. The annual offensive is here, and leading the charge are two massive faceless. Well, you know what we do in these situations. You grab a plas rifle and report to the front, where a line of soldiers has taken up arms and is waiting for orders. The colony prepares to defend itself against two building-scale faceless, as well as a teeming swarm of smaller Xenos that seethe toward you. Hold steady, orders Security Chief Rhett. Keep the line. No, Governor Lum yells, running from the front gates to the front of the defensive line. He elbows Rhett out of the way and waves his arms wildly. Bring them closer! Draw them in! Rhett stops himself from shoving Lum back, but just barely, you can tell. Are you serious? He retorts. We can't let them any further into the colony. We are going to fight them on our territory, Lum cries, raising his plas rifle over his head with one hand. We have the walls. Let's use them. We'll let them come inside and pick them off one by one. We can't pick off a faceless, Rhett splutters from the sidelines. But Lum smiles maniacally. You can see the gleam of his teeth from here. I have a plan, he roars. Just follow my lead. And with that, he turns and begins to run toward the approaching animals, roaring taunts and firing wildly into the fray to draw them close. At a loss, Rhett motions you all to fall back and let the animals approach. The area just inside the gates becomes a swirling melee of smaller Xenos and plas rifle fire, the two faceless lumbering slowly behind. We can try to stay out of the way, or we can just get in. I'm going to try to stay back. I don't think that, like, our combat skill does not necessarily make us the best right up in front kind of combatant, you know? So the reigning bounce weasels would set several cards to 4. I mean, I guess we could just... Man, maybe I should just play 3 red 6s, right? Yeah, 30 for the first play seems very reasonable. And then we have a thing that forces a card to become red. So, like... Oh, playing the 3 is tough, though. How do these interact? Okay, the board thing overwrites the card thing. Well, I don't really feel like we have a very compelling sequence here. +1 to red cards. So if we put anything that isn't red here, it's going to gain 1. How do I make a reasonable set out of this? If we go like... I kind of don't want to use Nomi's Enthusiasm here. But we can. Except I can't play the Reigning Bounce Weasels here because that ruins everything. We could just play the Putting on Your Scary Face. That's not terrible. 36. And then make 33 happen in the end here. Obviously, we're going to crush this. The sad thing is, we have such a good, like... we have so many cards that modify their neighbors in ways that are counterproductive. Let's see here. We can make you a 6. Just like really extend that straight and then throw an 8 in there just because it's a lot of points. An 8 is a nice high value. I don't know. This is probably... I mean, it's a win, right? It's definitely fine. It's not quite a super success, but a super success would just get us perception anyway. Yeah, and who cares? You're not exactly a professional soldier, but you manage to hold your own against the Xenos, even though you still scream and retreat when something gets too close. You don't injure any humans with your plas rifle, at least. Out of the artillery smoke wafting over the battlefield, Lum comes running. "Here they come! Here they come!" he shouts joyfully, and plows through the gates with the two faceless galloping behind him. It is without a doubt idiotic and horrendously dangerous. You can't help it. You hit record on your holopalm and film the ensuing chaos. You catch a glimpse of Chief Rhett putting his hand over his face and sighing. A squad of Helio soldiers takes up the charge and helps shepherd the faceless into the open area in the middle of the colony. You have horrible flashbacks to the first time you saw a faceless inside the walls. From the looks on the faces of the other Stratos, you're not the only one. Then you're all thrown to the ground by a tremendous explosion. Fire engulfs the center square, roasting the two faceless in an inferno that blasts the sweat from your pores. Rocks and chunks of dirt patter all around you, with the occasional thunk of burning mushwood. Those soldiers nearest the blaze all recoil in surprise. Clearly, no one but Lum knew that the square had been rigged with explosives. You don't think anyone was caught in the blast, but it was close. Lum stands before the blaze, laughing and firing at the two tortured faceless as they roast to death. You raise your holopalm to capture the image, his silhouette dark against the column of flame and smoke. It was ridiculously dangerous and stupid, but it does look pretty cool in your recorded footage. People filter out of their hiding places, shielding their faces from the heat coming off the bonfire in the middle of the square. On the horizon, the first watery rays of quiet sunrise are struggling to make a dent in the hot orange glare. The colony's fire suppression system is turned on the square, revealing the charred corpses of the two faceless. Utopia walks by with a reclamation team, hauling an industrial plas cutter on a hoverlift. Did he use the mining explosives? Utopia says in awe. Mighty bold of him. Those things will blow a hole in a mountain. Or a creature, I suppose. She sighs. Of course, I wish he could have saved them for mining. That must have been the last of them. We sure can't make more. Then she and her crew are out of earshot as they pick their way down the blast crater to carve up the faceless for recycling. Fortunately... Okay, the fact that our colony defense rating was 7 or greater was important there. I know that we have modified that a couple of times in the past, but it's not a value I was keeping track of. Fortunately, the colony was well defended. You and the other colonists have been fortifying, putting security above all else. Tonight's defense was still a resounding, if messy, success. But, if Utopia is right, you don't have any more of those explosives now, and you can't just nanoprint unstable molecules like that. So what are you going to do during the next attack? Okay, shoring up colony defense might matter. I'm really bummed out that we missed our opportunity to see what was out there during Glow. That sucks a lot. Alright. Ooh, everybody's got new pictures. Look how tall we've gotten. Jeez. Damn. Hey there, Cal. Cal is holding an ice pack to his face. Hey, Samhain, he greets you, giving you a half-hearted wave. Oh, don't worry, he says, indicating the swelling scrape across his cheek. It's kind of weird how me and Rex get so clumsy around the Helio kids, huh? He gives you a significant look. Alright, something's gonna have to be done, and I don't know what it is. So, late dust, that is not this season. I may as well give you a present now. Here, it's some bobber fruit. Some things about Cal will never change. Hello, parents. Your mom blinks at you like she hasn't seen you in a while. I mean, I guess I haven't interacted with her in some time. Wow, you're getting big, she mutters, shaking her head in disbelief. You know what? I learned... Yeah, okay, a value as wild card is worth having. You've been so busy lately, the only way you're able to get all your work done is to multitask. Studying while you're eating, brushing your teeth in the shower, listening to hollow novels while you're about to fall asleep. You have to double up everything. You kind of expect your mom to take it easy, or to tell you to take it easy, but she just laughs and claps you on the back. Yeah, you're my daughter, all right, she says. Just too much damn work, not enough hours in the day. I know how you feel. Your dad pulls a flower out of his pocket and gives it to you. A blossom for my little blossom? He tucks it behind your ear. I'm 99.99% sure this isn't poisonous, but let me know if you get a weird rash or anything. Thanks, Dad. I kind of dig this song that's playing. Yo, Mars. Also, damn. So I guess we're really at war now, because I just tried to use my kudos to print a new hairband, and they told me I can't, because I have enough hairbands already, and they have to save the nano printer for things that are important. Mars crosses her arm and stomps her foot. Hello? Have you seen my hair? Accessories are important, okay? I get it. I get where you're coming from. Here, have this flower. This is an accessory. Oh, Rex wants to talk. I guess I should have expected Rex is very obviously also going to look even more like... yeah. The spikes coming out of his skin are an interesting touch. Over the years, a lot of people have started wearing a lot less clothing than you remember from when you were growing up on the climate-controlled stratospheric. And definitely a lot less than in the holovids you brought from Earth. Rex, though. Rex has really acclimated to Vertumna's hot, sultry weather. Yes, he has. I'm not going to tell him to put a shirt on. I do not have the ability to whip my own shirt off in solidarity. I can flirt with Rex. I must either flirt with him or tell him to put his shirt on. This is the only ways to move forward. I guess I'm gonna flirt with him because I don't think our character is one to be like, hey, you should conform to my standards of dress. Also, you know. So I howl at Rex, and Rex throws his head back and laughs so loud it echoes through the courtyard, and howls back. You both giggle, then lock eyes for a few seconds that feel like literal months. Eventually, Rex fixes you with a fangy smile and scratches the back of his head. Fangy, I said fangy smile. And scratches the back of his head. It does nice things to his whole chest, shoulder, bicep situation. So, you like what you see, huh? He leans in, like sharing a secret. Me too, he whispers, then winks at you. Yeah, no, I know. Rex is perpetually horny for everyone, though, so, you know. Early pollen. Okay, we know. Rex is staring across the colony at the garrison, watching the soldiers go through their drills. Not so sure about this war, he says, scowling. Seems a little bit like a bunch of big dick soldiers got it in their heads to start killing things just because they don't look human enough. He sniffs in derision. I'm more human than they are, and I'm part dog. Speaking of which, I brought you some sticks. All right. Do we know how many it took? Did he tell us? I don't remember. Oh, hold on just a moment. Okay, sorry about that. Had a little something come up that I had to deal with. But we're back. Hi, how's everybody doing? Rex seems to be doing just fine. It is snowing out, my dude. But I think we established that this is not a particularly cold season. Because the snow is not frozen water. It's just acid or something, right? Do I have a present for you? Sure. We have no idea when your birthday is. Did we try mid-quiet? I don't know. We're going to try it now. Oh, hey. Tangent looks quite different. Wow, yeah. Tangent is sitting before an array of hollow screens, all showing different graphs. Making decisions based on the mistakes of the humans we purposefully left behind on Earth is foolishness, she says between bites of her protein bar. We may as well ask the stars for guidance, like astrologers. No, I will not be taking questions at this time. Yeah, sure, understood. Here, I have something for you. Would you like a delightful flower? Would you like a strange device? Okay. Remarkably, she does not give bonus points for a strange device. You would think that this would be something she'd be extremely into. That's fine. We'll give her a yellow flower next month, and it'll max out her whole situation. Wow. Somebody matured. Oh, hey. This is, I hadn't thought about it again until just now. But Anemone's the person we saw at the beginning of the game who tried to help us out of the burning building. I keep trying to tell myself that not everyone needs to fight the aliens, Nem says, looking up the colony road to the garden and geoponics domes. But I can't stand it when Cal talks about how we all gotta sing songs and get along. He's so stupid. Wow, yeah, the two of them really did grow apart, huh? That's very disappointing, because I really liked our little group of friends. Where am I? I'm not nearly as developed with her. You know, with Cal, we had all those situations with socks and everything to develop things. Vase doesn't really look that different. Vase absolutely just looks like an anime aged up version of the guy who he already looked like. And this? Ooh, Dis's hair has done some cool stuff. A war on alien life, Dis says, shaking his head. Am I the only person in this whole stupid colony who realizes that we are literally the aliens here? No, you're not the only one. I'm not a big fan of it my own self. There's probably no point mechanically in giving him things anymore, right? Am I going to give him my last medicinal root just to check? No, I'm not. Having a medicinal root could be really useful. Okay, so obviously new year, time to go back out. I do wonder though, can't apply for guard duty, right? Because I don't have the combat for it. Does defense training? No, defense training does not, in fact, improve the colony defense rating. Can I, on the status board in command, can we see, yeah, the notice board, here we go. Colony security rating 50% orange. So that's got to be higher, right? Like, I think the message we received was that the colony defense rate, with the mines being all blown up and everything, we're going to need to tend to that colony defense rating before the next glow, but I don't know how to do that. I don't really know what we can do about it. I can buy this cake. That's not really related. It's a different concern, but I can do it, and so I'm going to. Did I give Cal a present? Well, I wouldn't want to give Cal the cake just yet, right? We'd want to hold off until I have a little bit of stress, because watching Cal eat an entire cake de-stresses me. I find him to be such a calming presence. All right, well, I guess let's go out. Hard to know if we're going to get another boss event or a thumper or anything here. But at the very least, we can pick up some pickups. And we must check. Hooray, strange devices. And like I'm very obviously hoping that we're going to see Sim out here, and he's going to tell us that everything's okay and his body's not permanently destroyed, or at least, that body may be permanently destroyed, but there are other bodies. What's up, Utopia? Utopia has sent a team of geologists to get a closer look at the region's weird terrain. You come across them working, and Utopia beckons you over. Samhain, she says, drawing everyone's attention to you. Samhain, come here. Everyone, Samhain's been working in this area a while. I'm sure she's got plenty of information on what's out here. The geologists politely turn toward you and listen. Now here's what we got so far, Utopia says, speaking directly to you. Judging from how the layers of sedimentation are broken up, this place used to be pretty flat, for there must have been a ton of earthquake activity, ripping up the land and bringing up these huge ridges. We could date the quakes around the time a lot of these ruins were created, she adds. And we're looking, but we haven't seen anything built after them. Like, that was it for the old convergent domain. And these broken up layers are the same across the planet. Something sure happened about 20,000 years ago. Well, I can help out with this. You set up a drone hive to measure the sediment layers along the cliffside and learn a few things about rocks. Love to learn a few things about rocks. Love to trade 9 stress for a single skill point. We're at 53 on engineering. I mean, we don't have to do that too many more times, I suppose. Now, it's possible that we could have interactions with Sim just in random events. It's probably worth having some of the random events, at least a little bit, just to check. You know, it might surprise us. He might really be dead, like dead. I feel like conflating his being with that particular physical body sort of ignores a lot of the things that we know about him. That's all. And, you know, part of it's just hope. Hitting the yellow event won't force us back to town automatically, most likely. So I think we'll do that, and then we'll maybe, like, come back and do some... Oh, hey, a thumper. This will probably give us some engineering. Okay, this is a thumper event we've seen before. Let's check it out. I don't really want to play the cultivating sponge cake, but we could do blue 4s across and just lose the harvesting mushwood. I think that's an okay start. Interesting. So part of me wants to just do this because it's a high set of values. I guess it's not like amazing though. I'm gonna go ahead and do it because it takes us down to only 27 for the final hand, which we will definitely be able to do. There's definitely no reason for us to play stressful event. I don't know that it matters so much what we do here. I was gonna try to set up a bunch of threes, a big straight of threes, and we could color link them through here. I'd rather not have that in that slot actually, so the color linking doesn't actually matter. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't quite work. I mean, it's good enough, right? I could just accept good enough, like a normal person. Yeah, we'll just do this. This is some nice high numbers. It would be cool to get the super goal though. It's weird that the there we go. It's actually drawing in now. We were getting the points from it. It's just weird that it wasn't showing them initially. So like we could interrupt the streak. Like what if I did throw the 8 in here? Only gets us 2 extra points and doesn't get us to the super goal anyway. I'm just going to take this. We're probably pretty close to the super goal, but I have no idea what it would be, and so I have no idea how much we'd have to spend to get there. I'm just going to not worry about it as much as I would enjoy an extra point of engineering. Wow, there was a 48 in there? Again, not that it matters. Some kudos, some more engineering. Okay, fine. Scraps of technology. That's cool. All right, yellow flower supplies were never really low, but now they're super replenished. And yeah, I guess we are just done with this area. We've completed the end of area events here and potentially everywhere else. Utopia sent us to study crystal outcroppings. Yep, and this is where we figure out that the crystals are actually like a plant, right? Well. That's close to being something really good. I'll take it. It's fine. 31's a pretty good start. And then throw down some Hop-Eye facts. Just score another 31. And this time we can't really do a smooth build across, but we can beat this challenge by like 1 billion points. There's something to be said for that, I suppose. Good enough. I'm not going to try to figure out the maximum there because I do not care about the kudos. Yep, allowed us to midday under the full sun. Try blocking the crystal sun. I didn't even get anything for that. I'm not going to break one. We're going to leave them alone. There's nothing else to earn here that we would actually benefit from. I mean, I don't want to... We'll check like 1 or 2 more, but my feeling is that we maybe have just exhausted this area at this point. There's a heat haze shimmer across the path. I'm going to find another way around it so we don't absorb stress, because we know how that event works too, and it only gives perception points. Yeah, I feel like you pretty much only get engineering points from the ones that have the thumpers on them. You're scaling a huge rock plateau when you're suddenly overcome with an incredible feeling of peace. You've never felt anything like this. You literally feel lighter, like all your troubles have been lifted away. The feeling is stronger when you touch the rocky surface, and you realize it's radiating from the rock. And Dis is here. Dis told us about this plateau, but he also told us that he felt like it didn't want us to know about it. Dis is sunning himself on top of the rock, stripped down to his shirt. Wait, hold on. Do I not understand what that phrase means? Because stripped down to X means, as far as I'm aware, maybe they just mean his top. As far as I'm aware, stripped down to X means only still wearing X, like they took off all their other clothes. But I guess maybe they mean in terms of layers. Basically, I don't think his dick is out, but the way I originally read this text was definitely that his dick was out. He looks up as your shadow falls over him. Oh, he says slowly. You found it too, huh? Oh, this must be the place Dis told you about. His favorite place on the planet. The rock that makes him feel happy. Well, you know how he feels now. He shades his eyes from the sun as he looks up at you. I haven't told anyone about this place, he says. Well, except you. That's how they get you, you know, he says. Once they know you love something, they can use it to control you. Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. This would be a dumb thing to say even if it wasn't, like, mean and wrong. Yeah, that's deep, man. Dis shrugs. He doesn't seem to care if you're making fun of him or not. Must be the power of the rock. You're gonna keep it a secret, though, right? Dis asks. I don't want this place dug up and studied. It'll ruin it. He scowls. People always ruin things, especially researchers. Some things you don't need to understand. Okay, so there's a little bit of resentment of his sister kind of bleeding over into his thought process here, I think. But yeah, man, it's our secret. You do take a few readings, though, just because all data is important. You mark down the location, but fudge the coordinates so anyone they send out afterward will get lost. You wonder if the rock is natural. Animals seem to really like it. As you're taking readings, you watch a swarm of Dorbsmoth basking on the rock as well, just like Dis. Then you lie down on the rock beside him, letting the strange magic fill you with an incredible sense of peace, love, and unity with the universe. I do kind of have to wonder if that is usable to like calm down the animals during the glow. If we like took the the water event. That's fine. Search for water. I guess head back to the colony would have been a fine button to press there. Probably we would have just avoided the stress from the event. Oh well, whatever. Actually, you know what? Let me. So that slot gets +2. That is going to make it a little bit awkward to build a thing here. Here we can put 2 9s together and then just put whatever next to it. Yeah, just something else red. Sim's Curiosity 2 is 10 points if it's the only blue card, and also just very sad. I mean, we can... It's so weird that the card to the right of this 6 becomes a 5. But, like, if I put it here, I guess we can hold off on... Like, I was going to play Sim's Curiosity here because I don't know that we're going to come up with a better moment. But obviously, like, this is not a great time for that. And this doesn't work if it's tied for that. Yeah, no, it has to be raw highest value. Well, in that case, I'll just play this here and we'll get the full reds. Yep, and we're not going to be able to get full value off of Sim's Curiosity, so... do like a 3 and a 4... It'll be a 4 in a second here. And a 5. You know what? It doesn't matter. Just play cards. Again, like doing very well here, what I'd be angling for is extra perception, which we won't actually get, and extra kudos, which we don't actually care about. All right. Found my canteen. I think we can probably just bounce. Honestly, I think we've kind of figured this place out. It was good to have the Dis's Plateau encounter, but perhaps our sim issue is not going to be so simply resolved. Maybe he actually is, like, the consciousness that manages him is actually dead. That would be very disappointing, especially after the connection that we made. But I guess we'll just hoof it back to town. So how would we shore up colony defense? I really don't know what we do. We'll just have to wait for an opportunity to present itself, I think. It's your 17th birthday, but it's not just your birthday. Quiet is a time of new growth, a celebration of life and hope. Not for just this year, but for humanity's presence on Vertumna for years to come. You and your friends are the symbol of that hope. Quite literally, you are the future of humanity. As you're all beginning to take your places as adults in the colony, the council has decided to throw a party in your honor. The Vertumnan Youth Ball. Mars is organizing it, of course. You get an embossed invitation on real paper slipped under your door. Yeah, we're still like very enthusiastic, right? Party, party, party. You slip into some party clothes and head over to the lounge to celebrate, well, yourselves. And yourself, specifically. It is still your birthday, after all. The lounge is all decked out. The decorations look expensive. Must have taken a lot of nanoprinter creds. Your friends are transformed too. Everyone's dressed up and looking like the young adults you're becoming. You hardly recognize some of them. Mars catches your eye and waves, her bangles jingling joyfully. She looks like a model from her holomags, every inch of her primped, painted, and perfumed. Samhain, happy birthday. I'm so glad you could make it, she says, over the steady thrum of the music. Drinks are over there. Make your song request a congruence, and take off your shoes. You look down at your boots, then back up at Mars skeptically. She rolls her eyes and does a little bounce. Sock hop! Just like Earth, duh! Is that we're doing sock hop? Okay. At the refreshment table, Cal is stuffing his face with party food, of course, and Rex shoves 2 glasses of punch in your hands. Gotta stay hydrated, he says, pouring himself another glass. We'll be sweating it out one way or another. He winks. Okay, dude. Fucking down, boy. Don't let them fool you, Tangent mutters, joining you. She smears a glob of something pink and meaty looking on a cracker. It's a well-documented phenomenon that people inexperienced with imbibing alcohol will begin to act as if they're drunk, even if they're completely sober. To Rex, she adds, I mean, of course, that I am not going to suffer any bad behavior. Rex grins as he pulls a flask out of his vest and pours a healthy addition into his glass. Who says it's gonna be an act? Let's get a little loose. Come on, it's a party. The music changes to something with a fast pounding beat. Rex throws his head back and howls. Okay, buddy, we're probably an okay, I don't know. I don't know if I think our character's a good dancer or not. I think our character probably is the kind of person who dances regardless of whether or not she's a good dancer. Do I just hang with my friends? Like, I don't want Tangent to feel all alone here, and there's no way Tangent's dancing, right? I think even though, I think other things being equal, our character would dance, but if there's an opportunity to make Tangent feel a little bit more natural here, I think that's what we would do. Rex and Mars take to the dance floor, joined by Nem and a reluctant-looking vase. You stay behind with the others to watch, still marveling at how mature your friends seem tonight. They're transformed, like grotty little grubs, into beautiful Dorbs moths. Dis shows up late and skulks around the outside of the lounge, eventually coming to pick at the food on the table. He keeps his distance from Tangent. Man, we gotta figure out, I gotta do something about these two. Cal eventually heeds the siren's call of the dance floor and saunters over to join the others. You're left making somewhat awkward small talk about the food with the 2 siblings. I wonder how many different versions of this scene there are. Like, does hang back always leave you with these 2 even if they're not your friends? Because, like, when I hit hang back with your friends, it did put us with the 3 people that we have the highest relationships with. But it could have been a coincidence, right? Like, it is also the case that, like, these 2 for sure are the people who would be least likely to be on the dance floor. Nomi, who's playing DJ with congruence, spins up something a lot slower, more romantic. Grab a partner and pull them in close, they announce dreamily, or whatever distance you both feel comfortable with. Everyone giggles awkwardly and shuffles around, feeling the intangible friction of teenage politics. Who dances with whom? Who makes the first move? I mean, we gotta look for Tangent, right? The thing is, this is another one of those things where I wonder if attempting to be romantic in this situation is actually just going to annoy her. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Maybe it will turn out that she thinks it is a romantic gesture, and I'm sure Dis has left already, so he won't be too mad at me. He won't even know. Tangent is already shaking her head as you approach her for a dance. Absolutely not, she says. I'm not going anywhere near that sweaty mess. Well, she didn't say she wouldn't dance. She resists you tugging her into a slow dancing position, but relaxes when she realizes that you don't intend to take her away from the safety of the refreshment table. She dances with you, a little mechanically, her nose turning more pink as the song goes on, and drops her arms immediately when it's done. You follow her gaze to the dance floor, where Nem and Vase seem to have skipped dancing and gone straight to sucking face. Tange's lip curls. Ugh, thank you for not expecting me to do that. I'm not even necessarily judgy about PDA, but I feel really bad for Nem that, ugh. Vase turns my stomach. After the slow songs, Nomi spins Congruence's music library to something with a little more bounce to it. The dance floor once more floods with bodies ready to gyrate the night away. But the tunes are abruptly interrupted by Governor Lum's Hearspeak hijacking the feed. He strides to the stage, flanked by Security Chief Rat. Everyone on the dance floor whines in unison at having some buzzkill adult stop the music, but Lum just raises his hands and smiles indulgently. Look at all of you, he says. Young pioneers. I look at you and I see the future, not just of this colony, but of all humanity. You catch a few people rolling their eyes. You've heard this before. Rhett here, good man, a real good man, really, the best of the colony, shared this poem from a great Earth poet, Lum continues. Now, I'm not one for poetry myself, but damn if it's not something I want to share with you kids tonight on the eve of something really big. He clears his throat and reads from his holopalm. We cannot tarry here, we must bear the brunt of danger. We, the youthful, sinewy races, all the rest on us depend. Down the edges, through the passes, up the mountains steep, conquering, holding, daring, venturing as we go the unknown ways. Pioneers, oh pioneers. We primeval forests felling, we the rivers stemming, vexing we and piercing deep the minds within. We the surface broad surveying, we the virgin soil upheaving. Pioneers, oh pioneers. I am debating between the bottom two here. I'm going to grumble and hiss. I'm doing it out loud. Fuck him. Rhett looks a little pained, but Lum continues. By the way, apologies. I don't know how to read poetry. I have no idea how to determine the beats, the cadence of verse. So apologies if I did a really painful job there. What do you think that poem means, kids? He asks. Does it mean we should sit here in our colony, politely waiting for this planet to make a space for us? He clenches his fist evocatively in the air. No, he exclaims. It means we need to get out there. We need to grab Vertumna by the balls and make it respect us. He points to you specifically. I need you, the next generation, to lead the charge. This is your planet, and you're old enough now to defend it. I'm asking all eligible fighters to join squads massing at expeditions, to get out there and attack those monsters where they live. We're taking the fight to them. No more hiding behind our walls. To your left, Vase and Nem lead the cheering that erupts. Yeah, okay, so Nem is right. It makes sense because of what happened to Calm. That's rough. That's rough to witness. Lum and Rhett leave and the music spins back up again, but only a few diehard partygoers still want to dance. Everyone else is broken into small groups to discuss the announcement. You are angry! This is bullshit, Cal exclaims, causing a few heads to turn. They're not even going to try to figure out why the animals are attacking us. They're just going to kill, kill, kill. He waves his arms over his head. Aren't we supposed to be better than that? Dis clearly agrees, though much more quietly. They don't even know what's out there, he mutters. They have no idea what they're up against. The party fizzles out as everyone drifts away from the lounge. You return to find your parents have stayed up to make sure you got home safe. Oh, they've never done that before. You've always been told that the colony was safe. Now you see their grim expressions, and you know that time is over. Yeah, The way this is turning has gotten me legitimately stressed out, which I suppose is good narrative craft, but also it's got me legitimately stressed out. You're looking around for Cal when you overhear him just around the other side of the geoponics dome. For the last time, leave me alone. This doesn't sound good. You get closer and find Cal facing down Rhett and Vase. They've cornered him, their body language calm and relaxed, while Cal's so angry he's almost shaking. Cal, please, listen to us, Rhett says, spreading his hands. We're not here to conscript you. I can't force you to join the army. All I'm saying is that I need good, loyal, strong young men like you out there on the front lines. Rhett smiles. You're a good boy, Cal. I admire your passion for peace and your dedication to fighting for it. That's why I'm here asking you to help me protect the colony. Protect the colony? Cal spits. That's such a lie. You're not protecting anything. You're just slaughtering defenseless animals in their homes. It's disgusting. Hey, Vase retorts, taking a step forward with his fist raised. You show some respect. Cal squares up like he's ready to take the hit. For who? He asks, voice sharp. Psychopaths like you? Vase roars and looks like he's about to take a swing, but Rhett holds him back with one raised hand. Vase slinks back to Rhett's side, glowering at Cal. I can tell you need a bit more time, Rhett says. I just wanted you to know that my door is always open if... Are they bothering you, Cal? Your mom comes up behind you, her presence smothering the encounter like a blanket over a fire. I need you inside, she says to Cal, then turns to Rhett. My people are too busy filling your soldiers' bellies to listen to your war stories, Rhett. Don't worry, she adds, patting her artificial leg. He gets plenty of war stories from me. Rhett backs off. You're right, Flulu, he says, placatingly. I've taken up too much of young Cal's time. Vase looks like he's about to lip off again, but Rhett speaks before he can. All I ask is that you keep it in the back of your mind, Cal. When you come around, I'll be happy to talk about your options. And with that, they leave. Vase gives you a scathing look as they pass. Cal sits down heavily on the sack of fertilizer he must have been carrying before Vase and Rhett cornered him. This isn't even the first time, he mutters, face in his hands. They're really dead set on getting me to join the hunting parties. I told them I don't want to kill anything, and Rhett was like, it's okay, you can just tell us how to kill them. He looks up, exasperated, like that's any better. I really wish they would just leave you alone. Me too, Cal sighs. They have a real messed up idea of what it means to serve the colony. Like, who do they think grows their food? Ghosts? Cal picks at a loose thread on the sack he's sitting on. Man, this whole war is lightspeed stupid, he mutters. Lum and his people come crashing in here and think they run the place because they have bombs and guns, and nobody stops to think, like, maybe we're actually the invasive species here. Yeah, I really think we need to live in harmony with nature, given what nature is capable of doing to us if we don't, in this place especially. I'm glad you agree, Cal says. I just feel like we just showed up and plopped ourselves right in the middle of the food web, Cal continues, and we didn't even think for a second about the chaos that would cause on the ecosystem. We owe it to this planet to do our best to try to understand. Cal looks out toward the walls. Now, maybe the answer's out there, he says quietly. You go on expedition a lot, right? Could you keep an eye out for, like, the answer to everything? I wonder, like, how smart the game is being here, right? In terms of measuring what we actually do. How often do you have to go on expedition for him to say this? Does he always have this line if you take this conversational path regardless of how much you go out? Because right now, the game is doing a really good job of feeling like it's extremely reactive. And obviously, a lot of games use a lot of tricks to generate that feeling. So I'm not saying that it definitely is, but so far I'm very impressed with the feeling, at least. Cal's shoulders slump in a sigh, and he pushes himself to his feet. Man, I wish I could still talk about this stuff with Anemone, he says, slinging the sack of fertilizer over his broad shoulders again. You could see why Rhett wanted to get him in the Defense Force so badly. I miss her, Cal admits. I miss that we used to be so close when we were kids. He shakes his head. But she's gone all human supremacist now, and I just can't stomach that, you know? Yeah, she really took the loss of Calm hard. I wonder if we could have done more for her. If we could have, like, taken care of her in a way that would have... I don't know. Okay, so I already gave you a gift. I absolutely cannot remember who I gave gifts and when. Cal, I was going to give you a cake, my dude. Oh, that's right. I'm going to do it next month. Well, I guess we should go out again. Right? Looking for the solution to everything. Nomi, do I want to do mid-quiet? We probably tried mid-quiet already, right? And you I definitely already gave, yeah. Tangent, we gave something all right. So we're at war then, Tangent says, fiddling with her microscope. I'm of mixed feelings. First of all, nature has been at war with us since the day we landed, so if it takes an official declaration in order to secure more resources for engineering, I accept it. Welcome to the good fight, administration. She pulls back from the microscope and blinks, rubbing her eyes. On the other hand, it's ridiculous to declare war on an intangible enemy. One may as well declare a war on aging. Do we want to stay in and do a little bit of engineering work just until we hit the next threshold? I kind of feel like I do. Hey, Nem, how's it going? You come across Nem just sitting on a bench, her rifle slung across her knees as she stares into the middle distance. She snaps to attention when she sees you. Hey, Sowen, she says. What do you need? She is all fucked up, and I feel like I really am wondering how much I failed her specifically. Like, if I could have done more. Maybe like take better care of her in the wake of her brother's loss, or I cannot help but feel a little responsible. All right, let's stick to engineering for a little while. Yeah, let's stick to engineering until we get the next perk, and then we'll go back out. You and Nomi are doing independent study after hours when they stand up from their beanbag chair and do a little victory dance. Yes, they shout. It worked. Look, Sowen. They throw something to your holo screen. The intro for the game QQ Bishonen Kusetsu comes up on screen, and Congruence's full room holo projectors decorate the walls with a blue sky and rolling green hills. Peppy battle music fills your ears. Nomi claps their hands proudly. I installed it on the classroom mainframe, they exclaim. It's so much faster. There's no latency at all. Suddenly, the lights go out. Nomi screeches and hangs onto you in the dark. The lights flicker back on, but only for a few seconds at a time before going dark again. The temperature drops. The holo projectors no longer display the lush meadows, but instead a ramshackle wooden cabin with various horrible implements hanging on the wall. Hello, children. Oh no, Nomi moans. I must have installed it into Congruence's memory. She's being affected by the game's code. Congruence's holo projection appears in the middle of the room. She's facing away from you, but when she slowly turns around, you're horrified to see that her face is smeared away and featureless. Do you want to play? I mean, yes? An unnatural growling noise fills the room. Nomi squeaks and hides behind you, but it doesn't matter. The noise is everywhere, surrounding you. Congruence's holo-projected form flickers and becomes a shaggy manticore with glowing eyes. And then it's gone. A howl echoes off the walls. The hunt is on. I mean, this could be a fun game, right? And I don't think Congruence has a way of harming us, so... You and Nomi fight your way through Congruence's holo-projected nightmare, encountering beasts the likes of which you've only seen in books from Earth. They stalk you through misty forests and trap you in dank-looking cellars. They scream and moan and cry and howl. You've never been so scared from a hollow game. It feels so real. I didn't make this, Nomi says, their chest heaving as they look around for the next creature. The next creature. This isn't even the game I installed. Congruence the Manticore reappears, a ghoulish apparition. Is this what you wanted? No, Nomi screams. Someone, what do we do? Well, I can probably just fix it. If I had 10 points of persuasion, we could apologize to the computer and fix things that way. I have 3. I am extremely bad with people. All right, let's just... Here, I got it. Don't worry about it. You use your holopalm to access Congruence's system files. It's not, strictly speaking, allowed, but neither is installing game software into her brain. After a few minutes of hacking, you realize something doesn't add up. There's no trace of Nomi's game here, and Congruence is a massively intelligent being. There's no way she would have allowed her base programming to be manipulated like this. The lights flicker back on, and Congruence's holo projection smiles cheerily. You solved my puzzle, she chirps and plays a recording of cheering and clapping. I thought simply telling you not to install unapproved software would be boring, she continues, but you'll certainly remember this lesson. Nomi clutches their chest. Yeah, for sure, they say. I'm never doing that again. Yeah, I guess it'll be effective on them, and that's what really matters. Okay, so that card just becomes 4. Doing paperwork has gotten a lot more valuable as we've gotten to draw more and more stuff. Especially with, like, Native Hybrid in our hand. This is just going to be a 4. I can't quite make this work. It's a little awkward. But what if I also just played a 7? Good enough, right? In theory, we could push higher, but I'd probably have to push a lot higher to get the super goal. And again, I don't care about like the kudos level optimization. How far was I? 40. Yeah, 48 wouldn't have been enough for a super goal, I'm sure. We'll need 4 more engineering. All right, let's give out some gifts. I think we'll play out the end of Quiet here. Hey, Tangent. You spot Tange hiding behind the engineering wing and follow, only to find she's disappeared. Then you look up and see an access ladder leading to a maintenance platform by the engine turbines, long silent and starting to rust. You climb up to the platform. Tange is there, lying on her back and staring at the sky. A hatch beside her leads back into engineering. That must be how she knows about this place. She doesn't acknowledge you until you're almost standing over her, your shadow fighting the overcast light. She blinks with the sluggishness of someone who's only just remembered it's a necessity, and licks her lips before she speaks. Do they need me in there? You shake your head, and Tange doesn't sigh in relief exactly, though her eyes slip closed again. Good, she murmurs. That's all too much right now. I thought... Her mouth twitches. I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I'm doing up here. What's going on, Tange? Tange huffs a small laugh and folds her hands over her stomach. You know, I think I may be burned out or depressed. In Earth movies, depressed teenagers would sneak out onto the rooftops, she says. I confess, I don't think I see the appeal. Maybe it would be better if I had alcohol or cigarettes. She shakes her head. Blanking out your mind with substances is what my mom used to do, not me. Do I think this would work? Like, is this the caring thing to do? I think is part of the question. She clearly just needs to not focus on whatever else it is she's focused on And it's possible that like a makeout session, or maybe slightly more than a makeout session, is in fact exactly the thing. I think it might be, and I think she would have a hard time, like, first of all, knowing that, like recognizing that to herself. But secondly, asking for it. So I am gonna try here. I know how to how to take your mind off things. Tange's nose crinkles. Wait, you can't seriously mean, she says, then laughs. Maybe another time. I appreciate the thought, but I can't imagine romantic entanglements right now, not with everything going on. Well, what if I wasn't looking for romance? I mean, I am looking for romance, but also we could do this thing. Or do I just like bail? See, the thing is, I kind of don't. I wish there was an option that was like, yeah, okay, like an option that's just accepting, because like this is too hard of a reverse in the other direction for me. Like, I don't want her to think that I'm not interested. I'm going to say, what if I'm not looking for a romance? Because again, I think just like the experience of it could actually be useful to her right now. And, I'm sure to us as well. What if I'm not looking for romance? An interesting proposal, Tange says thoughtfully. Did you get the idea from the rumors about me and Mars? I did not hear those rumors. That's interesting. Who would think that would happen? Tange sits up and slips her coat off her shoulders. Orgasm releases endorphins that can provide temporary relief from the symptoms of depression, she says, then tips her head at you with a cheeky smile. Not to put any pressure on you to perform, of course. Simply put, I could use the distraction. See, this is what I'm saying. It's just friends helping friends is what it is. It's just two girls going up on the roof and helping their friends out. Tange extends her hands to you and pulls you to her knees, pulls to your knees beside her. This doesn't mean we're dating, or that I even like you like that, she says. This is a mutually beneficial arrangement. That's all. Yes, that works for me. I love to release endorphins. Good, Tange says. Her cool hand alights on your cheek. No more talking. Tange kisses you with no nonsense, biting into your mouth and pulling you down the rest of the way to lie underneath her. The metal platform digs into your skin. The weight and heat of her is insistent, urging you to touch her in return. Come on, she orders, stripping you of your shirt. If we're doing this, I'm done screwing around. An hour passes, and then another. If anyone notices you're gone, they don't come looking. Afterwards, you drift off in Tange's arms. You wake alone, half remembering the cold absence of Tange's body as she pulled away to retrieve her clothes. The air feels wet, like it's about to rain. A roof hatch leads into the lab, where you spot Tange and Instance in deep, serious conversation. Instance's face hardens into a frown when she sees you slink past. She looks as if she wants to scold you, but Tange lays a hand on her arm. Tange looks at you over her shoulder. Her face is completely blank, though her eyes follow you as you make your retreat. Tange might be just like totally Aero, which is cool and fine. She hasn't exactly expressed it that way. And like, we had a moment, I don't know, there was that moment where she was like, she was grateful that we take care of her because she doesn't take care of herself, where I thought it was headed in a romantic direction, but that can totally just be a recognition of a platonic dynamic, right? Hey, I brought you this crystal cluster. It's not your birthday, but that's fine. You still get to enjoy the crystal cluster. It seems really hard to get like a very developed relationship with the new kids. You have so much more time with the others, right? All right, just looking around for like collectibles scattered on the floor or anything. Let's just go hit engineering again. We're at 62 now, so if we get super goal, or if we get one of the skill increasing cards, or if we get just another event that gives us a bonus point, it is totally reasonable to think we could get to 66 off of this month. You hear a scuttling of metallic legs. What the heck? And a strange knee-high robot bursts into your engineering lab, going full tilt on its 6 spidery legs, and it slams into a wall hard enough to knock itself down. It seems to be having trouble getting back up again, and is flailing its metal legs around dangerously. Well, what the hell, I'll try to fix it. Oh, Zoan, thank you, Congruence says, wheeling in on her portable screen. I was running diagnostics on the little fellow when it broke away and made a run for it. I really need somebody to be my hands here, she continues. Everything used to be easier with Hal around. I miss him. Congruence doesn't need to clear her throat, but you get the distinct impression that she's simulating it anyway. If you want to come help in the robotics lab, just come down any time. Okay, so we've got a new activity. And let's just take a minute here and study some engineering. So releasing endorphins is going to be pretty solid here. Card becomes 4 in the 4th slot. Sucks so much ass. That is so bad. And it really sucks that you can't build straights in the other direction. Well, there's your win, and then just also this 7, because this is effectively only adding 6 points. And I guess there's no reason, like, that's a 9. It's really awkward to, I want to put this over near the, I guess these are not in any meaningful order, so we can slide this whole thing over and just play the 7, right? Because this is going to add 1 point. Well, I guess it's the same value, isn't it? It's slightly better value because this will at least create a pair, right? This is a 48, while this will be a 47. Yeah. As much as that is like an awkward. Does that make me want to maybe... Because it's -3 to cards with higher values. So what I could do is pull this so that remains a 9 and just play some other card here. Play a non-blue card. Right, this gets us... Okay, this gets us our super goal. And that is for sure enough engineering. Cool. And it left our reasoning at... Okay, nearly 40. 40 will give us another scene with Tange, I believe. But we theoretically have earned ourselves a perk. Oh, okay, so you have to earn better cards than the depot. The depot doesn't just end up having cooler stuff in it. Well, we'll deal with characters and stuff next time, but I do want to see what the new cards in the depot are. Wow, all blue cards become wild is definitely interesting. 30 engineering, the first collectible use is free. Okay. Okay, so there are some... You gain some reasons to want to have open equipment slots. So these are pretty blue focused, although obviously this one is fine for everything. I wonder if there is a skill in each of them, a skill in each of the skill groups that adds stuff to the shop that is sort of like specific to that skill group. Yeah, that's really interesting. We should get this toughness perk. I wonder if we've been like pretty close to the red version of this for a long time. So what's in my, right now, I have +5 to all challenges and the 2 pets. I really like the Hopeye and the Vriki's passive effects. But honestly, I could see dropping the Sun Medallion for 15 all skills. Right, because I feel like we're doing well enough on the card challenges. I don't know that we need more card stuff. And I think as much as the Hollow Eye display is cool, You don't get perks unless your natural value in a thing rises high enough, right? But plus 15 all skills would help us occasionally pass some yellow checks, which would be awfully nice. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and buy a brain trainer. And we'll save up to buy the hollow eye display. All of a sudden we care about money again. This makes so much more sense. Like, the way the economy was designed, I was like, why do they give you so much fucking money? But yeah, it's because there's stuff in the shop that costs more that I hadn't unlocked yet. Very sensible. Okay, this does not tell you what perk it needs. It could be another level of organizing. Although I wonder if it's 2 of the levels of organizing, I wonder what the other one does. Yeah, we're getting through on our challenges, and we have enough collectibles saved up. I guess without the Sun Medallion, it is less likely that we will hit super goals. But also, I feel like just having the extra skills necessary to pass challenges as they come up is going to be, like, pretty meaningful. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for us for today, and we will put our trained brains to the test next time. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you are enjoying this as much as I am and being rent asunder emotionally by it. Maybe not as much as I am, a little bit less, but still enough for it to feel meaningful. When you come back next time, like I said, our brains new and improved, and we're going to take it for a spin. And we'll see you then.